Don't go to the doctor with every distemper, nor to the lawyer with every quarrel, nor to the pot for every thirst. The wit of conversation consists more in finding it in others, than showing a great deal yourself. He who goes out of your company pleased with his own facetiousness and ingenuity, will the sooner come into it again. Be not sick too late, nor well too soon. It is a common error in friends, when they would extol their friends, to make comparisons, and to depreciate the merits of others. Each year one vicious habit rooted out, in time might make the worst man good throughout. A great talker may be no fool, but he is one that relies on him. A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one. He's the best physician that knows the worthlessness of the most medicines. I never saw an oft-removed tree, nor yet an oft-removed family, that throve so well as those that settled be. Man and woman have each of them qualities and tempers in which the other is deficient, and which in union contribute to the common felicity. Life, like a dramatic piece, should not only be conducted with regularity, but it should finish handsomely. The art of getting riches consists very much in thrift. All men are not equally qualified for getting money, but it is in the power of every one alike to practice this virtue. Our opinions are not in our own power, they are formed and governed much by circumstances that are often as inexplicable as they are irresistible. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools, that don't have brains enough to be honest. When there is so much to be done for yourself, your family, and your country, be up by peep of day. Let not the sun look down and say, "Inglorious here he lies." There are in life real evils enough, and it is folly to afflict ourselves with imaginary ones. It is time enough when the real ones arrive. Having lived long, I have experienced many instances of being obliged by better information or fuller consideration to change opinions, even on important subjects, which I once thought right, but found to be otherwise. The way to secure peace is to be prepared for war. They that are on their guard, and appear ready to receive their adversaries, are in much less danger of being attacked, than the supine, secure, and negligent. I would advise you to read with a pen in hand, and enter in a little book short hints of what you find that is curious, or that may be useful, for this will be the best method of imprinting such particulars in your memory. If a man empties his purse into his head, no man can take it away from him. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. We need a revolution every 200 years, because all governments become stale and corrupt after 200 years. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. He who sacrifices freedom for security deserves neither. I never knew a man who was good at making excuses who was good at anything else. Common sense is something that everyone needs, few have, and none think they lack. The eye of the master will do more work than both his hands. Creditors have better memories than debtors. Hide not your talents, they for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man. Words may show a man's wit, but actions his meaning. There is much difference between imitating a man and counterfeiting him. If you know how to spend less than you get, you have the philosopher's stone. When the well's dry, we know the worth of water. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. The Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. To the generous mind, the heaviest debt is that of gratitude, when it is not in our power to repay it. It seems to me that if statesmen had a little more arithmetic, or were accustomed to calculation, wars would be much less frequent. The most trifling actions of a man, in my opinion, as well as the smallest features and lineaments of the face, give a nice observer some notion of his mind. The best thing to give to your enemy is forgiveness, to an opponent, tolerance, to a friend, your heart, to your child, a good example, to a father, deference, to your mother, conduct that will make her proud of you, to yourself, respect, to all others, charity. There are two ways of being happy. We may either diminish our wants or augment our means, either will do. The result is the same, and it is for each man to decide for himself, and do that which happens to be the easiest. If you are idle or sick or poor, however hard it may be to diminish your wants, it will be harder to augment your means. If you are active and prosperous, or young, or in good health, it may be easier for you to augment your means than to diminish your wants. But if you are wise, you will do both at the same time, young or old, rich or poor, sick or well, and if you are wise, you will do both in such a way as to augment the general happiness of society. Some, to make themselves considerable, pursue learning, others grasp at wealth, some aim at being thought witty, and others are only careful to make the most of a handsome person. But what is wit, or wealth, or form, or learning, when compared with virtue? It is true we love the handsome, we applaud the learned, and we fear the rich and powerful, but we even worship and adore the virtuous. By the collision of different sentiments, sparks of truth are struck out, and political light is obtained. The different factions, which at present divide us, aim all at the public good. The differences are only about the various modes of promoting it. To expect people to be good, to be just, to be temperate, etc., without showing them how they should become so, seems like the ineffectual charity mentioned by the Apostle, which consisted in saying to the hungry, the cold and the naked, "Be ye fed, be ye warmed, be ye clothed," without showing them how they should get food, fire, or clothing.